by the way, bringing a poor widow as a place of honor and using her as an example, incredibly provocative. But this poor widow, she extravagantly gave from that which she could afford. God is interested in giving the most, or giving more. God is interested in giving the best. Because when we give our best, He recognizes that we will fully submit to Him, to His lordship, to His kingship, in full trust, in full hope, in full reliance. In that moment, God provided for Abraham. In this moment, the priests are doing the exact opposite. Instead of offering the first lamb, they're eating it, they're keeping it for themselves. Instead of offering the first coat, instead of offering the first bowl, which is the finest linen, it's the least but it's the best. Instead of offering it, they're keeping it for themselves, so they can lavish themselves with this new lifestyle that they've been living as they've been keeping the tithes and offerings. This is completely corrupt at the time. And at this point, in her latest book, Margaret Feinberg and Scotty Devine, she's hanging out with this modern-day shepherd. And she's talking about there's no such thing as bad shepherds. You either have shepherds or you don't have shepherds. There's no such thing as bad shepherds. This is where she would call, these are non-shepherds, because real shepherds are known completely for love. Shepherds love their sheep know that. Most shepherds even name their sheep. This is the exact opposite. Verse 4, you have not strengthened the weak or healed the sick, or bound up the injured. A good shepherd knows and pays the most attention to the weak ones. A good shepherd takes care of the weakest ones, takes care of the ones who are ill, takes care of the injured ones. A good shepherd knows how to bind a broken leg. A good shepherd knows exactly what he needs to do to keep the sheep close to itself. Also, by the way, over and over again in Scripture, we see moments of sheep after they've been injured, they stick close to the shepherd, and that sheep will never leave the shepherd again. Some say, Luke chapter 15, the parable of the lost sheep. Remember, he says, a good shepherd leaves the 99 and goes and searches for the one. A lot of scholars believe that if a sheep wandered off and they followed their sheep, the good shepherd goes and finds his sheep. The exact opposite of what was happening in Ezekiel's day. When the shepherd, a lot of scholars believe that when they went and they found the sheep, the shepherd would literally break one of their legs. Upon breaking one of their legs, the image that's given in Scriptures is that shepherd finds the sheep and puts it on their shoulders. Why do they put it on their shoulders? Because the sheep can no longer take care of themselves. Why does the shepherd break his leg? He breaks his leg because now the sheep learns that it's completely dependent on the shepherd. And as the shepherd resets the leg, binds it, this sheep stays the closest to the shepherd. The shepherd gives this sheep the most attention. And this sheep goes so close to the shepherd, that sheep never leaves the shepherd again. What a brilliant picture of Jesus with his children. What a brilliant picture that Jesus allows things to happen in life. That God is allowing the nation of Israel to be exiled again, experience complete and utter destruction. By the way, the Babylonian captivity through King Nebuchadnezzar in about 5 to 6 years, about to be completely destroying Jerusalem. Their temple and everything is about to be completely destroyed. In the midst of this catastrophe, in the midst of this absolute complete disaster, Ezekiel is charged with showing and keeping the nation of Israel together, saying God is sovereignly working this out for the good. It is calling out the people who don't. You have not brought back the strangers or searched for the lost. You have ruled them harshly and brutally. Again, this is nothing what a shepherd would do. Verse 5. So they were scattered because there were no shepherd. Numbers. Again in Matthew, again in Mark. This is Jesus saying in the New Testament. In the Old Testament, we see that Moses said they look like your sheep without a shepherd. What happens when sheep don't have a shepherd? They die. When sheep don't have a shepherd, they wander aimlessly. A sheep can't find its own food. They wander aimlessly. This is why oftentimes we've heard sheep just walk off cliffs, right? You guys have heard that before? Sheep, they're so dumb they just walk off a cliff. They're just following the sheep that's in front of them. They get behind in a single line and they just follow one after another. They don't even know it's there because they're literally just YouTube. Literally, go back and YouTube pictures and videos of sheep, modern day shepherds, and you see that they're just lined up one after another, and they have no idea what's in front of them. And by the way, a good shepherd always leads out in front. You'll never see a shepherd leading off on the side. They'll freak sheep out. You'll never see a shepherd pushing from the back. Good shepherds always are out in front, and they lead. They lead them to the places that they want sheep to go. They're saying because you're a bad shepherd, because you're no shepherd at all, they're being scattered. They became food for all the wild animals. Verse 6, my sheep wandered all over the mountains and on every high hill, and they were scattered over the whole earth, and no one searched or looked for them. Does this not sound like modern day America? Sheep being led without a shepherd, being scattered all over the mountainsides, being eaten up by the wild animals, eating the things that they shouldn't be eating, finding disease, being caught up, just aimlessly wandering sheep without a shepherd. Verse 7, therefore you shepherds, hear the word of the Lord. As surely as I live, declares the sovereign Lord, because my flock lacks a shepherd, and so it has been plundered and has become food for all the wild animals. And because my shepherds did not search for my flock or care for themselves, rather than for my flock. Verse 9, therefore, O shepherds, hear the word of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. Verse 10, I am against the shepherds, and I will hold them accountable for my flock. I will remove them from tending the flock so that the shepherds can no longer feed themselves. I will rescue my flock from their mouths, and it will no longer be food for them. Listen to the foreshadowing of Christ here. Verse 11. What we're doing here, this is called a meta-narrative. This is called a meta-drama. This is the narrative before or in front of the true narrative that is Christ. This is what comes before. Everything points to Jesus. Verse 11. For this is what the sovereign Lord says. I myself will search for my sheep and look after them. As a shepherd looks after his scattered flock when he has bitten them, so will I look after my sheep. I will rescue them from all the places where they have been scattered on the day of clouds and darkness. I will bring them out of the nations and gather them from the countries, and I will bring them into their land, into their own land. I will pasture them on the mountains of Israel, in the ravines, in all the settlements in the land. I will, verse 14, tend them in good pasture, and the mountain heights of Israel will be their grazing land. Is the best part.